Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. I think everyone would not miss an opportunity to gloat with their employee, especially if they're not serious about their job. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Hey man, I'm on vacation. I work as a service guy doing site visits. Friday, just as I was leaving for the weekend, we have a machine that went down hard. One of the computers isn't communicating with the other. I did my due diligence and attempted to troubleshoot the issue, found a decent starting point. However, there wasn't an open work order for this yet, so I cannot justify spending any more time on it. I head back to my hotel and I'm going home the following day. I call my coworker who'll be in on Monday since I'm going on vacation. He's currently on vacation. He doesn't answer his phone. Text back 12 hours later, I'm on vacation. Now to me, I completely agree and respected his privacy all week when he was away. This was just a heads up for Monday, so he knows what he's walking into. Monday rolls around and my phone's going off the hook. I obviously don't answer, I'm on vacation. What were you saying on Friday in the voicemail? Hey, pick up. I respond at the end of the day, hey man, I'm on vacation. And our next story. Bully from my past decides to show up and talk smack. I get his butt fired, jailed, and fined. Some backstory. In school, I was bullied pretty badly. Time passes though. I left that school, graduated at another, yet once or twice I've met my old school bullies and had to deal with them. No big special deal, just someone picking out of old habits and being told off. Otherwise, everyone else I went to school with just did the same as I did and moved on. This guy was one of those who couldn't let it go, and due to circumstances, I had to deal with them. Understand I love my job. I'm a computer geek, that is IT. A nice position where I get to choose how my work gets done with great pay. To me, it's a dream come true. So with this in mind, understand that I'll fight tooth and nail to keep it if the need arises. Time to start. The whole thing started with a simple encounter. At the facility I work at, we have contractors, people who come in and will do a job then leave. In this case, SB, school bully, was with one of those contracted companies who were supporting maintenance with electrical and framework updates across the shop floor. I got one of my usual support request calls and went down to see what was up. On the way, I saw him walking the opposite direction. At first, I didn't recognize him. It had been nearly 20 years, so I nodded politely and moved on. It didn't click until later who he was, and at the time I decided to ignore it. I had my own job to think about. 2 days later, the sign started. I was doing some stock audit work on the floor when one of the assembly workers I know, and I do know a lot of the shop floor workers, wanted to ask me a question. I said sure, so he asked me if it was true that in school I tried to rape a classmate. I won't lie, I was really taken aback. The answer, of course, was a resounding no. I was pissed, so I asked him who brought up such a thing. He told me that a contractor from a certain company was talking to him and a few others and brought it up. He said this guy talked a lot of hateful smack. He told me he didn't believe it but wanted to hear it from me. Fair enough. I asked for more details about the smack-talking perp and his description fit SB. I was not amused. I didn't want to deal with this. I was happy and didn't want to jeopardize that with my job by confronting a person who would just deny it. Asking the shop floor workers to back me up as witnesses wouldn't work either, since even though they're decent people, they wouldn't want to risk their paychecks for such drama. Instead, I called my brother, who works as one of the maintenance managers. I convinced him to tell me where the company SB worked for was doing their work. I explained the situation and he told me to leave it be because within a couple of months when the work was done, they'd move on. It was understandable, but I'm a little paranoid and wanted to keep my wits about me just in case. For about a week, I stalked the group SB was with. I would simply walk by and make a note of who the shop floor guys he was working with. After SB moved on, I would casually ask everyone how things were going. The common thread was that one of the contractors on site really hated my guts and talked a lot of crap. Multiple people told me that when he noticed me around, he would go into small tirades about how I did this something else when we were younger. Things like how I did drugs or I quit school because I was a waste. Things like that. The thing is that everything I heard was very nostalgic in a bad way. Everything said was a classic excuse the haters would have used. They never actually had a reason to hate me, so they would make something up, hence why I called them the haters. After this, I decided that it would be best to keep on damage control. I know how things can be. If a rumor has hurt enough, people may start to believe it. I didn't want to confront SB either, since I figured nothing would come of it. My brother was right. After a month or so, this A-hat would be gone, but fate had other things in mind. My boss, being the nice guy that he is, called me up one day asking if everything was okay. The rumors had gotten back to him, and he wanted to ask me about them. I explained the situation and my plan for damage control. He understood and told me to keep it up. Unannounced to me, he was annoyed enough to talk to SB's boss about what was going on, which led me to my first real encounter with SB. This happened the next night. I was heading to my car because I was done with the night. SB was waiting for me outside by the back lot. I was halfway to my car when he called out, "Hey, we need to talk." I turned and saw him, but not wanting to deal with it, I ignore him and continued to my car. "Don't effing ignore me. I've been through hell because of you." He sped up and got in between me and my car. So now I have no choice but to listen. If I tried to go all the way back to the lobby, he'd just get my way again. "I got bitched out by my boss because of you. Someone said I was acting inappropriately while on the job." Okay, and this involves me how? I said it all passively, figuring on playing dumb. It was obvious my boss talked to his boss, getting him in trouble. "I know it was you who told my boss." "Dude, I didn't tell anyone about anything. I don't care. Just leave me alone." "F that. I know you. I know all about you. I remember the good days when we used to beat the crap out of you. I bet you'd love to have some revenge. I'm not going to let that happen by not letting this slide. You know your place, or I'll beat you." I interrupted. I was starting to get pissed at this point. "F you. This isn't that hellhole of a school. Do you really think you can just get everyone to hate me by spreading dumb rumors?" I remember this point very well. He got a very smug look on his face, like someone who just won an argument. I can bet my remark let the cat out of the bag. I could also remember having to hold myself back from punching that smug face. "Do you think anybody gives a crap about you? Nothing's changed." This is when he said it, the nickname that still pisses me off. He called me the derogatory word they called me in school, the one they used as an excuse to beat me up or insult me. No, I'm not posting it here. "I bet I can get everyone to hate you because you know you're worthless." By this point, my emotions were in the open, and I think he noticed because instead of stopping, he picked up momentum. "I seen you and that fat F of a wife around town. Maybe I'll tell her too. I bet she'd kill herself if she knew what a nickname you are. What, are you upset? Are you gonna cry like you used to? How about this? I'll say what I want when I want, or I'll find you and your effing wife and beat you to death. I'll leave you alone to think about what I said, and I'll see you tomorrow. Effing nickname." He left at the end of that and walked off. I stood there for a bit and thought. I was seething. I really wanted to turn on the a-hole and punch his lights out, but I know if I did, I'd just get fired because of the no-tolerance rules we have. Then I had an idea. He was right. By this point, I wanted revenge. He insulted me and my 5-month pregnant wife. Nope, not going to put up with this crap. I went home and vented the event to my loving wife, who listened and gave me a well-needed hug. The next day, I went into motion. The first thing I did was talk to security. They had cameras for the parking lot, so I requested the video for the time frame SB and I had our little chat. The video didn't have audio, but at least I had proof of his approach. This is why you become friends with the other departments, ladies and gentlemen. You never know when you'll need their help. And help they did. They found exactly what I needed. The video showed him come up on the back lot and hiding behind the fence. Then it showed his approach as I was walking to my car. It made it obvious he was waiting for me since he had no reason to be there. They copied the video and, per my request, sent it to my boss and to the site VIP. The VIP is the guy who runs the entirety of the plant. VIP is just the IT nickname. I then called my boss and explained the email and what happened. I also explained that I sent it to the VIP. So we ended up scheduling a meeting for later that day. It was just me, my boss, and VIP. It was mainly to explain the video and what happened. During the meeting, the VIP got the contracting company's owner on call. I then once again explained myself. I explained SB's threats and that I felt like my safety was put in jeopardy. My workplace has a no-tolerance rule for threats like this, so I knew it would be taken more seriously if I added that in. Now for the results. During the talk after, I explained what happened. The contracted company told us they would fire him because to not do so would risk the contract they had with us. My VIP also called the police as per the rules for anything like this. The police came, took a statement from me, my boss, saw the video, then arrested SB during his lunch break due to threats of violence. A week later, I get a summons to court to speak on my behalf. I told the judge what happened as I told my boss and VIP. I wasn't told what SB was charged with since the county decided to charge him on their own, but I do know he spent a small amount of time in jail and got a fine. After that, I was allowed to get a restraining order just in case. I hope I think twice before doing that again. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.